gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Watch the Throne, um, the monumental 10th episode of Watch the Throne. It took a while for me to get here. I apologize for that. Holiday season kind of went into effect. We've got a lot of new things coming in the new year. I'm executive producing Kings of the Rings podcast. I'm a general manager of our podcast network, Wrestle Addict Radio. We started a new Twitter account at Addict Wrestle for all of us shows on Wrestle Addict Radio. Go find them. Um, I'm starting another personal podcast, Tales of an Epic Nature, on the Ambiguous Network, which I'm spearheading. So, needless to say, I have a lot on my plate, and that's not an excuse. You guys deserve to at least get this 10th episode out of here. And as mentioned on our latest episode, our most recent episode of Kings of the Rings podcast, episode 129 on Wrestle Addict Radio on iTunes and Google Play Store, we are moving to a Patreon model. So this is going to be the last free, I guess the last notable Watch the Throne episode. It's going to be on YouTube. The first 10 episodes are on our YouTube page. As again, we started a YouTube page, Kings of the Rings podcast YouTube. Is all of my Watch the Throne episodes are going to be up there. Episodes 1 through 10. The rest of them are going to be moving to Patreon in the very, very near future. Replacing that on Kings of the Rings YouTube page will be a lot of other offshoot videos, a lot of clips from the show itself, maybe some personal interviews, meet and greets, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. But let's move along to what the show is actually really about, and that's hot topics of my choice. And I rant about them for a little bit, and go off a bit. So let's start with a little bit of a history lesson, and kind of show you why I have a master's degree. So history. We are doomed to repeat history if we don't learn from it. We are doomed to repeat history if we do not learn from it. So let's take a trip down memory lane. So let's say that, for instance, you have a group of people who approach a billionaire saying that they want to put on a wrestling show. And they get the billionaire's backing, and they decide they're going to go through with this. They're going to put on a wrestling show with the backing of a billionaire, a person with a lot of money. We're going to go on TV. We're going to get all these big names, even some names from WWE. Might jump ship over, and they're going to bring them all together. It's going to be the greatest thing for wrestling ever. It's going to be different. We're going to have a lot more benefits for the wrestlers, maybe some health benefits, maybe bigger contracts, maybe more guaranteed contracts, maybe equal pay for the men and the women, things of that nature. All these revolutionary things that the industry has never seen before. And guess what? They're going to be legitimate competition against the biggest brand in all of wrestling and sports entertainment, WWE. We've heard this before. We've heard this actually twice. Twice in the past 20 years or so. The most noticeable one is obviously WCW, in which billionaire Ted decided to go up against Vince and put on a wrestling show, staking wrestlers from Vince's promotion in WWF at the time, now WWE, guaranteeing their contracts, giving them lesser days worked, more time off, and more creative control over what they would do as well. And that, to be honest with you, he went head to head with Vince for a while, and it worked. Under the creative leadership of Eric Bischoff, it worked for a little bit, but then it folded. It folded, and it went south real quick. And then, the more recent company to try to go up against the E or WWE and Vince was obviously Impact, now formerly known as TNA and Global Force, and all the other iterations that it has been before. They went up, another billionaire person with a lot of money, trying to get a TV deal and trying to snag notable wrestlers with a lot of notoriety from WWE, bringing them into this new place and putting on these revolutionary matches, which some of them were revolutionary and different and being, direct competition. And then that also failed. Granted, Impact is making some sort of a comeback, but they can't even get a fucking TV contract. Now, of course, I bring this up because we have the most recent announcement of All Elite Wrestling, and as I'm recording this right now, there's a pep rally going on in the same city as SmackDown Live is going to be later on tonight, announcing all of these things that may or may not come. Yes, they have the backing of a billionaire who owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yes, the Elite, Cody and the Young Bucks, are going to be running the show for the most part. Hangman Page is going to be there. Where Britt Baker has signed SoCal Uncensored. Apparently has also signed, as well as the rumors have it. There's rumors of Jericho coming in, Jim Ross, yada yada. A lot of what ifs. And I'm sorry, I'm not a what if person. I'm not one that's going to get like all like marky over the possibilities. I'm not an early investor at all. I'm not an early investor in anything. I want to see what happens. Granted, I'm not sold on a logo as we know it right now, or a series of logos. Because on a series of trademarks, one of them being Tuesday Night Dynamite sounds a lot like Monday Nitro. I'm not sold on any of that. Show me the product. Show me why you're different. And also, as history has told us, it's not going to work. As history has told us. If we do not learn from history, we are doomed to repeat it. And TNA didn't learn that lesson. Maybe All Elite Wrestling will learn that lesson. Maybe they will be some sort of good direct competition to WWE, and they'll be an alternative, major wrestling organization that other wrestlers can get noticed for on TV. Because right now, WWE is the end-all, be-all. They're the big dog, and no one has been able to take them down consistently for over 50 years. That's all there is to it. And I don't know if we're ever going to find a company that does that. Granted, again, showing you why I have a master's degree. John Locke, Renaissance thinker, said that the invisible hand of competition, when that happens, when there is more competition, the consumer wins. So this is All Elite Wrestling, another promotion, another big promotion, potentially big promotion. I'm not going to call them a big promotion yet. They haven't even had a fucking match. Okay, and another big promotion has the opportunity, or another promotion, sorry, is another opportunity for wrestlers to go somewhere and compete and get notarized and get famous. We are about to go into a really, really big golden age of wrestling if All Elite can actually pull through, which I don't know if they'll be able to, but we're going to see and find out. It's different, especially with Cody and the Young Bucks. It's going to be different going from being just a talent to being a talent and running the show backstage. It's only two people in wrestling who are able to successfully do that, in my opinion. One of them being Vince McMahon, the other one being Eric Bischoff. So if Cody and them can pull it off, then hey, kudos to them. We will see what happens. But the one sad thing in all of this, in this whole thing with the elites and all of them, is that the Bullet Club, as we knew it, the Bullet Club as we grew up for them and known for them to be in the indie scene, is irrelevant. The Bullet Club doesn't mean shit anymore. The elites fucked up the Bullet Club. They did. They felt like they were better. They were more over than just being in the Bullet Club, and maybe they were. But now they branched off. Now they started as All Elite Wrestling, and now it's all over for them. The Bullet Club is yesterday's news. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the 10th episode of Watch the Throne, titled Being the Elite, obviously. You can catch me later on this weekend on KOTR 130, where we will be having, finally, a special guest from a special podcast, from a special man, from a special men. Guys, it's been fun. Our next episodes are going to be on Patreon coming soon. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is King Rickie Rozay, and this has been the 10th episode of Watch the Throne. See ya.
10